My son Spencer is 13. It is Spencer's story. My daughter and I had gone away for spring break. We came back and I came in Sunday evening and looked at my husband and said, "He looks really thin." I thought, well, he's 12 at that time, going through a growing spurt. The next day, started paying attention to and noticing that he was up and going to the bathroom a lot. And when he left the bathroom, he would go into the kitchen and get a big glass of water. And this was going about every 20 minutes. I knew that that was a warning sign. So fortunately, our pediatrician was in our wedding, and so we called him that night, and he said, "You need to be in my office first thing tomorrow morning." We went to his office the next morning, and they came in and did a finger stick and came right back in and said, "I'm sorry, but he is diabetic. We need you to go to the hospital." I said, "How do we make that appointment?" And they said, "No, you go home, you pack a bag, and you go to the emergency room at Riley." And that was when I felt like the wind had been taken out of my sails. They got him up to his room as soon as he could, talked to him a lot about what it was going to mean to be diabetic, about watching, not necessarily limiting the foods that he ate, but looking at those carb counts and figuring that out. His very first insulin injection he gave himself, he insisted. He wanted to be a tough guy. So the first night was just really trying to get him regulated at that point. And then the next 2 days were educational days. So it was spent, myself, my husband, and Spencer in with a diabetes educator, learning about what the body has gone through, what it's going to go through, and what that means. I think it's tough at any age, but when you're so self-conscious about every single thing in your life, when you're a teenager, it's very challenging. After a while, he realized that his friends were more interested in how much blood do you have to take out on a daily basis, rather than the fact that he had this disease, and they were just boys and interested in the bloody part of things. I think it was probably the night that he was diagnosed. I was all over the internet looking for information. I know that I can reach out to the people at the Diabetes Association, or even just having the resource of the website. So it has made the diabetes world seem a little bit smaller. I will say on his birthday, that was the one thing that made me a little sad. There was one thing that I wanted to give him that I can't, and that was just one day without having to do an injection. And I can't give that to him at this point, but I sure hope we can very soon. Please continue the support. It is the hardest thing in the world to see your child going through this.